Hello, my friend. Today, you and I will journey into a world where knowledge was limited, mysteries were endless, and courage meant asking questions no one else dared to ask. This is the story of a young boy who looked at the world with wonder. A boy who believed that every falling leaf, every silent star, and every whisper of the wind carried a secret. Through his eyes, you will learn English with emotion, curiosity, and the magic of discovery. Before Isaac Newton became a legend, he was simply a quiet boy with a loud mind. He watched the sky for hours, wondering why the stars stayed in place. He followed the flight of birds, asking himself what invisible hands held them up, and he stared at the rolling hills of England, feeling a silent question growing inside him. In this story, you will discover how one question, just one, changed not only his life, but the future of science forever. But before that question arrived, the world was a confusing place. People believed the universe worked like a great mystery. They saw the seas move, but did not understand why. They saw the moon hang in the sky, but could not explain how it stayed there. They lived surrounded by forces, but none of those forces had names. No one could see what controlled the movement of planets or the fall of an apple. Life continued, unanswered and unexplained. Until Isaac Newton stepped into history. Isaac Newton was born on December 25, 1642, in a small English village called Woolsthorpe. He was born too early and too small. People believed he would not survive even a single day. But Newton lived. It was almost as if destiny refused to let him go. His father had died before he was born, and his mother was left alone. Soon she remarried and left young Isaac in the care of his grandmother. He grew up feeling lonely, misunderstood, and hidden from the world. But inside him, a fire was growing. Isaac was not like the other children. While they enjoyed games and noise, he enjoyed silence. He built tiny windmills using scraps of wood. He made little machines that moved with the help of water. He carved sunlight into shapes using pieces of glass. He watched insects, storms, shadows, and stars with the concentration of someone watching a secret unfold. To everyone else, he looked strange. But to Isaac, the world was a puzzle waiting for him to solve. When he was old enough, his mother planned to make him a farmer. She wanted him to work in the fields and take care of the land. But Isaac was not built for farming. While the animals grazed, Isaac read books. While the wind blew through the crops, Isaac chased ideas. One day, his schoolmaster visited his home and said, "This boy is meant for something greater." And so, Isaac was sent to school. At school, Isaac discovered a new world. He found books filled with problems, numbers, shapes, and ideas. Mathematics became his closest friend. He felt something inside him come alive. He worked harder than anyone else. Before long, he became the top student. But even that was not enough. He wanted to understand everything, not just what the teachers offered. His talent soon took him to Cambridge University, a place filled with curious minds and new ideas. There, Isaac studied mathematics, physics, astronomy, and philosophy. But once again, the world around him suddenly changed. A terrible disease called the Great Plague spread across England. Schools closed, people fled, streets became empty. Cambridge University shut its doors. Newton was forced to return to his village. What felt like a tragedy for the world became a miracle for Newton. Back in Woolsthorpe, alone, surrounded by nature, he entered the most productive period of his life. Later, he called it the wonderful year. It was the year he planted the seeds for ideas that would change everything. Ideas that the world still uses today. One day, while sitting in the garden outside his house, Isaac saw an apple fall. A simple apple. A simple fall. But for Newton, nothing was simple. He asked himself, why did the apple fall straight down? Why not sideways? Why not upward? Many people had seen apples fall thousands of times, but no one had ever asked this question the way Newton did. At that moment, the invisible world began to open. He wondered if the same force that pulled the apple to the ground also reached the moon. Could the earth pull the moon just as it pulled the apple? Could the entire universe be connected by one single force? A force that no one could see, but everyone could feel. This was the birth of an idea that would change the world, the idea of gravity. Newton worked day and night. He filled pages with numbers, drawings, and calculations. He imagined the planets moving through space. He imagined the Earth spinning. He imagined a force reaching across the darkness, holding everything together like a cosmic thread. For years, he studied light, motion, numbers, and forces. And at last, he discovered the law that explained the movement of the universe. Newton's law of gravity said something powerful and simple. Every object in the universe pulls every other object. The bigger the object, the stronger the pull. And the closer they are, the stronger the pull becomes. This invisible force keeps your feet on the ground. It keeps the moon in its orbit. It keeps planets circling the sun. It keeps everything balanced, connected, and alive. But gravity was only one part of Newton's genius. He also discovered the laws of motion, which explain how objects move and why they stop. He studied light and proved that white light is made of many colors. He built the first reflecting telescope, which allowed people to see the stars more clearly. His work became the foundation of modern science. In 1687, Newton published his greatest book, Principia Mathematica. People say it is one of the most important books in human history. It changed the way the world understood nature. It gave scientists the tools to explore the universe. It showed that nature follows laws, not magic, and those laws can be understood. Suddenly, the world became less mysterious. The sky became a map. The earth became a machine with rules. The universe became a place humans could study, predict, and eventually explore. All because one man asked a question. Why did the apple fall? As Newton grew older, he became famous across Europe. Kings respected him. Scholars admired him. Students wished to learn from him. He became the president of the Royal Society, the most important scientific group in England. Later, he was given the honor of knighthood. From that moment, people called him Sir Isaac Newton. But behind all the fame, Newton remained the same curious boy who loved questions more than answers. He continued to study, experiment, and explore. Even in his old age, he could be found thinking deeply, staring at the sky with the same intensity he had as a child. Newton once said, "I do not know what I may appear to the world, but to myself, I seem to have been only like a boy playing on the seashore, finding a smoother pebble or a prettier shell, while the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me." These words show the real Newton. Humble, curious, always searching. He died in 1727 at the age of 84, leaving behind a legacy that still touches our lives today. Every time you drop something and it falls to the ground, Newton is there. Every time a rocket travels into space, Newton is there. Every time we understand the movement of planets, machines, or bodies, Newton is there. His ideas continue to guide us, inspire us, and remind us that the universe is full of invisible wonders waiting to be discovered. Isaac Newton's story teaches us something important. Great discoveries do not always come from loud voices or powerful people. Sometimes they come from a quiet mind, a curious heart, and a single question asked at the right moment. Newton looked at the world and did not accept it as it was. He wanted to understand it. And because of that, the world changed forever. And perhaps, my friend, somewhere inside you, there is also a question waiting to be asked. A question that could open new doors. A question that could lead you to a new understanding. Isaac Newton's life shows that the biggest discoveries begin with curiosity. They begin with wonder. They begin with the courage to say, "Why is this happening? And what is the secret behind it?" So, as you finish this story, remember Newton's lesson. The universe is full of mysteries. But those mysteries are waiting for someone brave enough to ask the right questions. You can be that person. You can be the mind that sees something invisible. You can be the heart that discovers something new. Isaac Newton changed the world by looking differently at a falling apple. What might you change by looking differently at the world around you?